half hour, I'm joined by John Baumann, who is the guest of honor tomorrow's Parkinson's Awareness Walk in the Presbyterian Home. He is the honoree. He's also a motivational and inspirational speaker. He also is an author. So there's a lot to talk about with John, but first we want to make sure we get you all the details about that walk that's going on tomorrow, correct?
It's going on tomorrow. Registration is at 9 a.m. and we're looking at 200 to 300 people. Real excited about it. It's a great fundraiser for a great Presbyterian home and services. The Presbyterian home is one of a kind in the nation. It's specifically designed for Parkinson's and other movement disorder people.
What, John, in your travels and your experiences, do you find to be the biggest misconception people seem to have about Parkinson's?
I think it's that it's more than a physical issue. There are some mental issues, but people stay sharp. People, they are who they are. They remain true to themselves. They just look differently. They're in wheelchairs or they shake. They have sometimes expressionless faces. But they're truly still the vibrant people that they are.
And we should mention, of course, that your inspirational speaking, motivational speaking, comes from your own, I don't want to use the term battle with Parkinson's disease, because you've gone and taken it into a way to motivate other people to live their own lives to the fullest.
Well, you've got two choices when a life-changing event happens. One choice is to crawl up into a ball in a fetal position. The other is to, I don't feel like I'm a hero at all. I just took the challenge on and said I'm going to make the best of my life. It's a life-changing event. It's something that's very serious. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. But what you do is you do things to make sure that they're for the best. And we mentioned earlier, we were talking about the discussion I had with my mother. At one point in time, she said to me, well, John, just remember everything happens for a reason. And I said to her, wait a second, I'm a lawyer by trade. I actually went to Cornell Law School down the road. And I love being a lawyer, but being a lawyer, I pick up on words. And she changed it from everything happens for the best, that's what I learned growing up, to everything happens for a reason. She said to me, I can't imagine your Parkinson's is for the best. Well, that motivated me. I wanted to do everything possible from that point forward to prove to her that in actuality, me getting Parkinson's was for the best.
How long have you been with Parkinson's?
I've had Parkinson's 10 years. I got it at 41. I was stunned. I was in shock. I found out I was a big athlete. Those days were gone. But it's not a focus on what you can't do. It's a focus on what you can do. There's many things I can do. And this actually prompted me to, what would I be doing right now? I would be in an office reviewing contracts as a lawyer for a corporation. What am I doing instead? I'm advocating a walk that raises money for a great cause. I'm going to do inspirational speeches. I've gone all over the nation doing inspirational speeches. I see the pain in people's eyes. They lose hope. They're frustrated because they feel like they can't do what they used to do. Well, I try to bring hope back into their lives.
It's got to be an incredible feeling to see people find that spark again, to light up again after being motivated by your speeches.
I did a speech in Cincinnati at the Sunflower Revolution, it's called. And my daughter was there who has cerebral palsy, so she's been doing a lot. My mother was there, and my mother had always questioned why I left the practice of law with health benefits and good salary and moved on to do this sort of more meaningful, purposeful work. And after that speech, I went out to the table and I was signing books. And she was sitting there, and there was a line of 40 people there waiting to talk to me. And I gave every one of them all my full attention. And the feeling that I get when I see somebody who has got that spark, as you just said. And my mother said to me afterwards, she said, now I understand what you do. I understand it. And she was in tears.
Now, I want to make a quick mention here of both of you, two of the books that you've written here.
Right, one book I contributed to with Deepak Chopra, which is a pretty phenomenal person. Yeah. And the other book I wrote after my experience. What I needed to do, I was actually stunned. I was in shock when I first was diagnosed. I couldn't believe that I had Parkinson's at 41. And I went back to the things that made me successful as a student at Cornell and as a professional attorney. And I said, what are the things that I need to do to be successful with Parkinson's, living life to the fullest with Parkinson's? So I came up with 12 action steps. and they're doing assessment, revision, on from there. And the last one was faith. And I've tried to get my plug out to as many people as possible so that they can use the 12 action steps, whether you're a student, professional, or someone with a life-changing event. It's something that really, it's a template. That's what I needed to get back from the shock of being diagnosed with Parkinson's.
Amazing, amazing story. These have got to be amazing reads. I'm sure tomorrow, 10 o'clock is the walk.
Registration at 9.
Registration at 9, and a specific time for when you're speaking?
I'm speaking today at 3 o'clock to people at the home as well as platinum sponsors, and there's still room available if someone wants to contact the Presbyterian Home Services.
Excellent. John Baumann, he is the guest of honor tomorrow at the Parkinson's Walk at the Presbyterian Home. Thank you so much for joining us today. An incredible story.
Thank you
so much.
You're welcome.
We will be back right after this.